Up beyond the buildings up there on top is the actual highest point of the Mount of Olives, and that's where Christ ascended back to heaven and will descend back in power and great glory. So there's a lot of things that happened where Lazarus lived, Bethany and Lazarus and Martha and Mary lived, Lazarus' sister. So.
We had traveled thousands of miles to the middle of nowhere in Siberia to see this man, Vissarion, address his congregation on what they call the holiday of good fruits. It was sort of spooky. Vissarion's making his way down now. Very slowly, very Christ-like. And just as Vissarion was about to share some infallible nuggets of wisdom, they made us turn off the camera. After giving a short sermon in hushed tones, Vissarion blessed bread made by the community for the ensuing feast and bid his followers farewell.
Switch maps, we can show you the larger map, are going to give China roughly 230.
Israel's missile defense systems lighting up the sky as they try to intercept incoming Hamas rockets. 130 of them were fired from Gaza in one barrage. Hamas said it was a specific target. And on the streets, locals filmed the moment a 13-story building collapsed. It's not clear how many people were in it.
That mortar just hit right here.
I know it was the famine that killed them. This is Madagascar's third consecutive year of drought. In the south, 1 in 3 people is facing life-threatening shortages of food and water. We're so poor that we have nothing to eat because of the drought. In desperate efforts to keep hunger at bay, many are now mixing white clay with tamarind fruit and
about how bad this latest surge will get.
It's extremely dangerous for the unvaccinated because if they get infected and if they stay unvaccinated and don't wear masks, ultimately they're going to wind up getting infected.
This as more cities move to implement stricter masking laws. Baltimore, Maryland.
Tu izvoz. Boga mi ove
All right, there has been a disturbing uptick in violence against Christians in India.
Of the Christian families in that village. He said, hey, I'm here. We can gather together. I can read the scripture. We can talk about what we're reading in the Bible. So he kind of became the lay pastor for this little tiny church in the village.
17.
But a pastor and a church planter was able to visit the village. He was able to share the Christian faith, and Samaru's family and 2 other families came to faith. That made the village elders very angry. You know, who is this pastor? Why is he coming in here and causing trouble, leading people to Jesus Christ? So they basically persecuted the pastor to the point that he couldn't come back.
We have senior national correspondent Bob Schieffer to take a look at reaction to the Mark Strassman to take a look at events around the country. Here's his report.
Vengeance is ours, saith the mob. And they're still saying,
I'm really glad it needed to happen.
Days after MAGA mania rampaged through an American Constitution. And Roseanne Boyland of Kennesaw, Georgia.
The president's words incited a riot that killed 4 of his biggest fans.
Protesters also stormed the Washington State Governor's Mansion. More protests in Arizona, Florida, Minnesota, and the Kansas.
Jesus is coming soon. Jesus is coming soon. Jesus left the temple and was going away. His disciples came to ask him about the buildings. Do you see these buildings? No stone will remain on another. Tell us what will happen, what will happen, what will happen. There will be wars, and rumors of wars, rumors of wars, rumors of wars, rumors of wars. Jesus is coming soon. Jesus is coming soon. Many false prophets will arise to lead many astray. Then those who are in Judea must flee to the mountains. Pray that your flight will not be in winter or in Sabbath. There will be wars, and rumors of wars, rumors of wars, rumors of wars, rumors of wars. Jesus is coming soon. Jesus is coming soon. For then there will be great tribulation, great tribulation, great tribulation. Nations will rise against nations towards the coming of the Messiah. The sun will be darkened, the moon will be darkened, the stars will fall from the sky. There will be wars, and rumors of wars, rumors of wars, rumors of wars.